What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Silos Film Club. Today is the last day of the year before 2025 is over, and I'm going to give you guys my top 10 movies of 2025. This is my personal list, guys. So this is a list that I made for, movies that I like the most this year, movies that entertained me the most and hit me in a special way. This does not mean these are the perfect movies of 2025. There's probably a lot of, movies in here you're going to be like, I can't believe that I made this list. But this is just a movie list that is pretty much acquired to my taste. So guys, this is my movie list. So don't get mad if your movies did not make it into this list. If you guys have some movies that are not on this list, put them down in the comments below. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the year. I want to say thank you to everyone this year with, clicking on the channel, supporting the channel, writing your comments, you're hitting that like and subscribe button. Highly appreciated you guys. It's been a journey this year with my YouTube channel that I started. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Love movies, love talking about them. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. But before we get started in the 2025 list, top 10 list of 2025, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you guys do not miss a beat on any of the movie news. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys my 2025 top 10 list. For my number 10 spot, it goes to Good Boy. This is a movie that I got to watch actually on New Year's Eve, right in the morning. I didn't have much to do that morning, so I actually put it on. And Good Boy, this is a really good horror, low-budget film, and it pretty much has a great premise. It pretty much has a dog in the film, and you pretty much watching the whole film from the dog's point of view. I love that. I really, really do love that. Especially me. I'm a dog lover. You see that dog's facial expressions, in the movie, and how the movie kind of gets you thinking, like, what is my dog staring at in that black corner? Or what is he looking at? Why is he staring off to the left or to the right? Why is he all of a sudden making, some grunting noises and whatnot? But yeah, guys, Good Boy's a really good film. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking kind of film where you're like, oh my god, this should be nominated for something. But Indy, the dog that's in this film, is great. Pretty much, it's a dog owner that has some struggles with health, and they move into their old grandparents' house, and you start to unfold, the story starts to unfold, why his grandparents are no longer there and whatnot. And the film is really good. The dog is so good in the movie. There's no CGI. It's a low budget movie. There might be a little CGI, but there's no CGI with the dog. Everything is practical. You see the point of view from the dog only for like the first, pretty much the entire film. You don't really see any of the, faces of the humans. It's all with the dogs, which I thought it was very, very clever. So my number 10 spot goes to Good Boy. All right, guys, my number 9 spot, that's going to slide in here, and it is The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, directed by Benny Safdie. He's one of the Safdie brothers. This is a really good film. I think this hit me a little different than other people because I am part of, some of the MMA community. I used to, fight and train myself. And this movie follows a, professional MMA fighter, Mark Kerr, in his days in Pride. He has a battle addiction. There's a lot of relationship, drama with Emily Blunt's character, which is, Mark Kerr's wife, which Emily Blunt did phenomenal. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's probably best performance is A Chef's Kiss, and I think that he is going to be nominated for an Oscar, and I would not be mad at that at all because he dives into this character and you forget that he is The Rock. His mannerisms, how he talks, just like Mark Kerr. If you guys don't know who Mark Kerr is, look him up and then look up The Rock in this movie or watch this movie, and you'll be, you would be very, very shocked to see, the differences. And also, this movie just directed good, as a good, good camera movement, good placement of when the fight scenes are going, the placement of the cameras like in the crowd, so you look like you're watching it from the crowd. But this movie is more about the relationship of Dawn, which is Emily Blunt's character, the wife of Mark Kerr, and Mark Kerr himself, and how their relationship, kind of is very toxic relationship, but in the struggles also of alcoholism, drugs, and whatnot. But number 9 is going to be Smashing Machine, that made it on my list. All right, guys, my number 8 movie of the year, and is going to Weapons. Weapons, directed by was it David or Daniel Craig? I think it's David Craig. Really cool horror film, guys. Very creative how it was told. it is told from different perspectives of different characters. The premise of the film is all these kids from that go missing. They all leave their houses at I think it's like 2:17 a.m. All these kids are from one exact same classroom, with the exception of one kid that does not leave its home late at night. And the teachers getting investigated. The parents are mad. People don't know who to point the finger at. People are losing their minds because they can't find their kids. Josh Brolin is one of the dads. You see the film from his point of view. You also see the film from the point of view of Julia Garner's character, which she is a teacher. You also see the point of view of the principal, I believe, and then a cop. And then you also see the point of view from this junkie. He's pretty much a junkie that kind of sees things going on and no one believes him because he's a junkie and he's always high. He kind of stole the show from me. But yeah, Weapons is just told in different points of perspective. Then the film itself, it just kind of unravels and it kind of entwines all together with the different points of perspective. It is a pretty cool film, different way to tell the story, kind of like Pulp Fiction a little bit, but the way it's told, but with, of course, a horror setting elements to it. So, all right, guys. So for my number 7 on the list, that goes to Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man. Knives Out is pretty much the third installment of the Knives Out franchise. It's a Netflix film. Pretty much, you can watch these movies in any order. This might be my favorite one out of the three. The premise is pretty much as a priest comes in to this church that he gets sent out from a different church. I don't know how the rankings of the Catholic Church works with priests and fathers and whatnot, but the guy comes in. He's getting trained, I guess, by Josh Brolin's character, which Josh Brolin character dies in the movie. Daniel Craig's character, of course, he is a detective and he has to figure out the murder of the movie. I like this, man. I really like this film because it had a lot of symbolisms with Catholicism, a lot of grace, confessions and being forgiven to others. I think that's a big themes in the movie. I like the tone of the film because it is pretty funny too. You have a lot of funny, moments in the film too as well, and all the characters are in there too as well. Pretty stacked cast too, very very stacked cast. I think this is one of those films that you can watch with a bunch of people and just try to figure out who is the murderer, and they did it really good. It's hard to figure out who the murderer is. I kind of suspected it but wasn't too sure. They have a lot of twists in terms of who you think it is. Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man is my number 7 film on my top 10 list. All right, guys, my number 6 film on my list, and that is going to James Gunn's Superman. Superman is the first film for the new DCU reboot, that soft reboot that James Gunn is in charge of. I think for a start of the new DCU, I think this is a pretty good start. David Cornstarr as Superman, an unknown name actor, bringing in that stepping into those trunks and boots and cape of Superman, did a phenomenal job. So did Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Great film, guys. Very, very good film. It has a fast pace. It's a little very, very comic book accurate too as well. They get straight into the middle of the action. It's not an origin story, but it's a good kickoff for the DCU. It does have those tones of what it is to be kind in a world that being kind is old fashioned, or as others would say, it is very lame. So they break those tones really good. The flying sequences are pretty awesome too as well. We also get the first time we see Krypto on the big screen. We also see a little hints of Supergirl, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and also Metamorpho and Hawkgirl. Pretty good film. I think this movie, it's a movie you can watch with your kids, with your family. I think all around, I think this film did what it was supposed to. Is it a perfect film? No, it does have some flaws, but it's hard to do a Superman movie, and I think I've watched the movie 2 to 3 times. Very easy movie to watch, but very hopeful for the future of the DCU after watching Superman. So Superman, it is my number 6 spot on my list. All right, guys, my number 5 on my list, it is going to Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back is directed by the Philippou brothers that actually directed Talk to Me. Great film too as well, but these guys came out from the YouTube space and they're bringing the heat. I think Bring Her Back is one of those films that I was like, all right, what other premise of a horror film or of a story they're going to bring into this horror film genre. They did it pretty good. It's more simpler than Talk to Me, I would say, but good, pretty good twist here and there. But I do like the pace of the film. Straightforward to movie. I think the acting by the young children was really good. Pretty much the film it's about the siblings. They get adopted by this mom. This mom already has a kid that she is adopting in this house that is an orphan that doesn't really talk, which the kid is a little odd. And then that's when all the freaky stuff starts to happen inside this house. This lady's a little off. We started to find out that her daughter passed away. One of the kids that the siblings that adopt the sister, the girl, she is blind. So that brings another aspect to the movie that is pretty cool too as well. And this movie's beautifully shot, beautifully directed. The camera movements are really good. There's a lot of iconic horror, iconic bloody kind of horror scenes. One with the melon that involves a melon and a knife, and then another one where it involves a wooden table and someone's teeth. That's all I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I don't want to spoil the entire film, but this movie is awesome. I can't wait what else these guys do with with the movies moving forward. I know they were gonna do the Street Fighter movies, but they left that movie due to creative differences, which is a smart thing to do because these guys are really good, really, really good. And I think there would have been a lot of, blood and blood and gore if they would have taken over the Street Fighter film. So I think this is right up their alley. Bring Her Back is my number 5th film on my list. All right, guys, my number 4th film on my list is Sinners, directed by the legendary Ryan Coogler that did the Black Panther movies, the first Creed, which is one of my favorite movies. This movie blew my expectations away. First, I was like, another vampire movie or another movie about twins. There's a lot of twin movies that are coming out, but man, this was really good. It's pretty much about two brothers that come back from Chicago, to set up a juke bar. They're up to no good when they're in Chicago. They're running around with the bad crowd. Not bad people, but they are running around with the bad crowd. The twins are played by Michael B. Jordan. We also have Haley Steinfeld playing a love interest too as well, which she is phenomenal in. But yeah, pretty much a pretty decent premise. They come back, they set up a juke bar. It pretty much takes place in one day. We also have a character of Preacher Boy, which is their cousin. There's a lot of musical elements into this. Pretty much, they set up the juke bar. The cousin starts playing, and it kind of attracts these vampires that really want the cousin because he plays really good blues, and that's pretty much the premise of the film. They end up at the juke bar. The film is shot beautifully, beautifully shot. I watched it on IMAX, and this might be one of the best looking movies this year. Very great looking. The soundtrack is awesome. I think this is gonna get an Oscar win. Another one for Ludwig Göransson too, because he did the score for this film too as well. But this has a lot of tones to it. It has a lot of tones with culture, in the time period that this movie's in, and mixed with a little horror and music elements to it. I think this movie's really good. The script had a lot of good callbacks from the beginning to the movie, from the beginning to the end, which I thought was really good. Stay for the post-credit scenes. The post-credit scenes here, awesome. They move the story forward. Mid-credit scene and post-credit scene leave you to see where these characters are at. The mid-credit scene is the one that you have to watch. So Sinners, that is my number 4th movie on my list. All right, guys, my number 3 movie on my list gonna go for One Battle and After Another, directed by the legendary Paul Thomas Anderson, PTA. This movie, it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor. This movie, for how serious of this movie it is so funny. It has such a funny dialogue. Kind of remind me the dialogue how funny Leo's character is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and how he is here. Very similar. I think this movie, is super funny. It's pretty much about a dad that he used to be a revolutionarist, and now and has a daughter, and now just kind of lives kind of like in the has been back in the day. He has his Wi-Fi off. He thinks that everyone's always after him. Doesn't have a cell phone. Kind of peeps his head out the window. Just smokes weed. It's kind of nobody. Wants to protect his daughter at all time. And then we also have Benicio Toro's character, which is he is a sensei of the daughter when he runs a karate school. He's also super hilariously funny, super funny. We also have Sean Penn. He plays the big baddie in the film. He is scary, guys. He's very scary, and he's very jacked in this film too as well. This movie, really good, guys. The actress that plays Leonardo DiCaprio's daughter does a phenomenal job too as well. I think she might get nominated for some things. Not 100% sure. Tiana Taylor, they're pretty good, but she was only half of the movie, so we'll see what they do with that. But overall, I think this movie was really good. There's a car chase scene at the end, which I totally was on my edge of the seat. There's a car chase scene at the end on top of some hills, and it is a phenomenal car chase scene. So one battle after another takes my number 3 spot on my list. My number 2 spot on my list, it is gonna be Marty Supreme. It slid up on my list right when I watched it. A couple days ago. Marty Supreme takes the number 2 spot. Timothée Chalamet is great in this movie. It's a fast-paced, heart racing movie that gives you anxiety. It's about Marty Mauser, that he is a big talk shoes salesman that can talk his way into things and talk his way out of things at all costs. He is a piece of crap though. He is a aspiring ping pong player that wants to get himself to Japan. He also has a little love triangle thing with 2 characters, Gwyneth Paltrow, and has a love fling with Marty. We also have Tyler the Creator too as well. That is great in this movie. The ping pong scenes are really good. Don't expect a ping pong movie though, guys. This is not your typical ping pong movie. This is a movie about a guy that's a hustler that is trying to find his way to Japan to beat this Japanese player that he feels that he can beat him. Very cool film, guys. I think what I like the most about this film is the dialogue. Fast-paced dialogue, hard-talking dialogue. Everyone's talking. Things are constantly going. People are moving, cursing each other out. He's having a lot of bad luck too as well. Marty Supreme throughout the film, but he has to find his way to Japan. So also Kevin O'Leary in the film he is the guy from Shark Tank. He's not an actor. He has a main. His character is a main plot to the story, and he does phenomenal. I enjoyed him the most when he was on screen. Marty Supreme, but other than that, he was probably my number 1-2 character of the film, and he does such a good job. Mr. Wonderful himself from Shark Tank. Marty Supreme, such a great film, guys. I recommend it. That's why it's on my number 2 spot. And I also do think that Timothée Chalamet might end up winning the Oscar with this film because he does such a phenomenal job. So Marty Supreme, number 2 spot on my list. All right, guys, my number 1 film of the year, my favorite film this year is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. My only downfall about this film is that I did not get to see it in movies, in the movie theater. My schedule was just all over the place. It was limited release. It wasn't in every movie theater, but Frankenstein, such a great film, guys. I don't even know where to start. You should definitely give this a watch, especially if you're into like monster movies. This is pretty much a story between a father and a son. Victor Frankenstein, of course, creates a monster, played by Jacob Elordi, and they pretty much have a father and son dynamic in this film. He can teach the monster all these things that he wants him to learn, and he gets frustrated with him, just like how his father was. He's pretty much bringing out all the bad things that his dad used to do to him that he did not like, and he's doing that with his son, which a lot of fathers I think that could relate. And I think this movie definitely does that very well. Mia Goth also plays 2 characters of Victor's mom, and she also plays a character of wife of Victor's brother. Christopher Waltz is great in this. Oscar Isaac is great in this, but Mia Goth did such a good job playing both characters. I think she did a phenomenal job, guys, because the first time I watched this, I didn't even notice it was 2 separate people. They only shaped their eyebrows a little bit different, but this movie's really good. Jacob Elordi, he should get some recognition because him stepping in last minute for Andrew Garfield and put in this performance that he put in. Jacob Elordi, all the movies that he did when he was a monster were really good. You feel bad for the for the monster just by looking at his eyes. He is such a good actor, Jacob Elordi. Just looking at his eyes, you can see the pain. You can see his side quests too as well that he has. That they did that really good too as well. When you guys watch the film, you guys are gonna know what I'm gonna be talking about. But also, I like how they took the movie from the perspective of Victor Frankenstein when he was young and older, and the perspective of from the monster. He even says, "This is my turn to tell my side of the story." Such a great film, guys. it is beautifully shot. The score is beautiful too. It's just a gorgeous looking film. That and Sinners might be the best looking films this year. I think this should get nominated at least in the Oscars for like at least for prosthetics. Something. This movie is really good, guys. My favorite movie of the year. I think I watched it about 3 times already. I highly recommend it to you guys. But yeah, guys, that was my top 10 list of 2025. I switched some, movies around here and there, but overall, I am content and, happy with my list. Let me know what you guys think about my list, or let me know what your top 10 movies that, should have made it on my list, or your top 10 movies of this year, or your worst movies of this year. But overall, guys, thank you guys so much for your support this year. I wish all you guys a happy new year, and I also wish you guys to be safe this New Year's. I will see you guys next year. Peace.